I've no more fucks to give. My fuck fuse has just blown. I've been hunting for my fucks all day, but they've often fucked off home. You alright there, madam? What are you doing? Whistling your dog? Come on, don't be that sad. Probably just found a bit of Rona. Okay. You've got to stop sneaking up on people like that, love. You don't sound it. So what's she doing then? Is everyone in this tribe named after the letter C? What do you mean by aim for the sky? So like the banshees in on Pandora. Okay. I can't remember what they call them. Ikran? I believe it's an Ikran? That's right, yeah, they're Ikrans. Because I think, like the main one that they call is Turuk or something. And then Turuk Makto, I believe, is the, well, it ends up being Sully when he's the next Turuk Makto, who I believe is Rider of Last Shadow. So I'm guessing Last Shadow just means Turuk, I guess. Well, at least in their tongue. As much as I love the Avatar world, basically, that James Cameron has created, I'm not a fan of the mineral they used for the first film, the name they had for it. What was it? Unobtainium? Some lazy, stupid-ass name like that. You could have just said, oh, we're here for platinum, you know, and we'd have been like, oh, alright, fair enough. But you gave it a weird name. It's just like, okay, I'm supposed to believe you're gonna go all the way there for that? Okay. Although imagine if we actually were able to obtain like a type of fuel that could last us for a long time, so that we could travel light speed to be able to go to a planet which is known to have an exuberant amount of diamonds on it. I feel like the first people that bring something like that back would be like trillionaires, no doubt. And more than likely the mining would ensue on that planet, so you can imagine the shit show that will come with that, really. The thing I'm interested in space is finding out whether or not if another piece of Thea broke off and left the atmosphere, and more than likely went into another planet, which probably made up maybe one of the moons in Jupiter? That'd have been more interesting. Because there's a theory that Ganymede is one of the moons that surrounds that planet of Jupiter, is actually from a piece of the meteor that hit Earth 65 million years ago. Because it's believed that that is technically our moon. That was a piece of the asteroid, really, that came in, basically. But I don't know if like any of the other moons are more than likely theorized to be Thea, that planet-sized. Well, it wasn't even planet-sized. I think it was about the size of Georgia, I think. So it's quite big. Although if we had like a meteor and maybe about the size of about 20 feet, that would probably cause a crater maybe 3 times that size to about maybe 5, maybe 6 miles. I don't know, depending on where it hits. But the idea of like the world ender that was Thea, that was like the size of a country. So it's not a surprise really that that destroyed half the world, you know. It's all interesting though. That's very thoughtful of you, Paimon. That sounds like a good idea, actually. Yeah, we're gonna do that. The wingless one. Nice to see her a little bit more happy. Huh?
私反省したの。この前の失敗はきっとカーブの時のスピードが足りなかったんだと思う。だから振り子旋回とか反転倒を中心にたくさん練習すれば。
Madam, I'm not even going to understand the maneuvers you've just explained to me, so I'm just going to give you a nod of the head and I'm going to fly off. I'm not even going to try that with you on my back, sorry. I might end up dropping her. Do not want to try that, thank you. Do you want to bet that's Chaska doing that? Now's your chance. Follow over to it. There you go. I'm a fickle one. I go to whoever whistles me. I figured it was Chaska. The fact that you made the same whistle sound quite accurate, so that one was very impressive, Chaska. Don't worry, I'm not going to whistle. I know that destroys people's ears on the mic. I just didn't know whether if I could actually copy it. Probably not, because it sounds like it has an echo to it.
この二人は友人の旅人とパイモンだ。この前お前のことを話したんだ。部族にポテンシャルのある若者がいるとな。
Why does she sound like Alicino? She sounds very similar to Alicino. Is it the same voice actress? Probably not. Probably the same way of speaking.
でも初めて会ったはずなのになんだかどこかで会ったことがあるような。
なら聖火競技場で見たんじゃないか。彼女はナタ中を旅してるからどこで会っていてもおかしくない。
そう？
Well, that must be why.
コリュール、ジャスカ。
The way she glides in.
ずいぶん探したわよ。ここにいたのね。
あ、アルパさん、どうしてここに？
飛行試練がもうすぐ再始動するから君に知らせに来たのよ。
Hello.
再始動？なんで急に？しかも続親直々に？
恥ずかしい話だけどね。この間の試練、開始前に会場の検査がしっかりできていなかったのよ。それで実力を発揮できなかった人が多くて。だから終わった後に点検してみたら会場にかなりの問題があったことが発覚したの。試練の結果にも少なからず影響していたと思う。これは私たちのミスだと認めざるを得ないわ。償いになるとは思えないけど謝罪も兼ねてできるだけ早くみんなに飛行試練の再始動を知らせようと思ってね。
そんなことが。
ジャスカ、
That's good news at least.
この二人は旅人とパイモンかしら。
Our reputation precedes us, it seems.
情報収集は戦士の基本よ。ましてお二人はナタでもかなりの有名人なのよ。ずっと家族の集いに招待しておもてなししたいと思っていたのよね。
おもてなし？美味しいものが出てくるのか？
Paimon, don't be
もちろ
rude.
んよ。家族の集いでは強い戦士が尊敬されるの。君たちを招待できるのならどんなに豪華な場を用意
Offer
してもいい
food
く
if
らい
they're
よ。
willing.
この間の対戦にもし君たちがいなかったら
I've always had that issue. If people offer me food, I vehemently say no, depending on the food, really.
強い戦士にオイラも入れてくれたのか
Like, I feel like I just don't want them wasting the food on me, but then again, it's rude to decline, you know, so, you know, I say yes and no here and there.
あなたほどすごい人はうちの部族でも稀だわ。
火力の集いの人たちっていい人たちばっかりだな。絶対行くぜ。
ただ残念だけど、今は試練の再始動を他の人たちにも知らせに行かないと。次世代を担う彼らの未来に関わることだから、少しの時間も無駄にできないわ。
アルパさん、私も一緒に行く。私もみんなに早くこのことを知ってもらいたい。
あら、それじゃあチャスカ、お二人のおもてなしをお願いしてもいいかしら。もちろんだ。じゃあ後で黒曜石のトーテムポールの下で落ち合いましょう。行くわよ、コリユール。
Just sounds good to hear. When you when it's on an older woman, you know. Sounds nice.
もう遠くへ行ったな。さて、担当直入に聞こう。さっきコリユールの笛に応じたククリュウのことだが、あれはお前の計画か？
I figured you knew. That's why you whistled us over, didn't you?
私は小さい頃からククリュウと共に暮らしていたからな。あの竜が飛んできた時、どうも違和感があった。
Wow, just from a
動きや
glance.
気配にはお前の影さえ感じた。だから、お前が何か仕込んだんじゃないかと思ったんだ。
I'm guessing it's probably to do with them being prideful creatures. They always stay upright, heads tall, so on and so forth, very proud creatures. And I kind of noticed that her head was kind of like slanting forward a bit. Probably not something a bird would do. They tend to either keep their heads straight as possible or slightly high. Mostly so they can look down to look for prey or whatever, basically. Also, it's all about aerodynamics. If the bird is flying and its head is sticking out, it's going to slow itself down, you know.
コリユールに足りないものはテクニックではなく自信だ。
Partly what happened to that pheasant, actually. That flew into my chest when I was in college. I was going home with my motorcycle, and then flew into my chest. Completely caught me off guard, basically. And I did notice, like, as I was going along, it kind of looked upwards. I think it was kind of turning right from the field, so as it went over the hedge, it came straight towards me, so probably didn't even see me coming. Oh my god. Nah, they're fine. Start them young. Best way to do it. Absolutely not. I was about 2 years old when I first swam. I was about, what, 9 months when I was first introduced into the pool. Took me a while to get to where I am now, but I got all my certifications. I won quite a few races when I was young. Never did enter any like major competitions, but I feel like if I was maybe 10 or so years younger, I think I could have been pretty good. I was always a water baby. I always preferred to be in the water than being on land. There's always fiction to the legend.
チャスカ姉ちゃんだって自分の力でずっとは飛べないんじゃないか。ねえねえ、旅人のお姉ちゃん、剣術を教えてくれない？旅人のお姉ちゃん、うちの火山ケーキを食べてね。
I
wouldn't mind trying out that cake. That sounds lovely. Although I'm more into velvet cake. Don't get me wrong, Victoria's sponge is nice, but I prefer velvet cake. It's so much nicer. What is going on in the background? It sounds like two birds are squawking with each other. Hi.
お前たちの名前を聞いて興奮してしまったようだ。どうか気にしないでくれ。これはヤトランが無理やり押し付けてきた火山ケーキ。お詫びだそうだ。
いい香りだな。お前も食べるか？
気に入ってくれたならよかった。ヤトランもきっと喜ぶ。
そういえばあいつらと親しげだったよな。おいらてっきりお前はもっとここって感じなのかと思ってたぞ。
Really?
ここ
Aloof?
そうか。
Mm.
確かにそういう時期もあった。火翼の集いの一員になった。
Well, yeah, that would make sense. You were brought in from the wild after being raised by quasars by the sounds of
手
it.
を出さなくても解決できたはずの問題に手を出さざるを
It's
得ない。
really like a Romulus and Remus story. It's
そういう
interesting
こと
that.
だ。ただ他の選択肢
I
が
mean,
あ
I'm
る
not
限り、
like dismissing the idea that animals could take in a human. I mean, it's been proven
私
before.
にこん
You
なことを
know,
言ってく
that
れ
has
た人
happened
がい
before.
た。武力で成し遂げた和解は数日もすれば
This
崩れ
just sounds almost like
会
fiction,
話
you
と
know.
心で解決する
The
ことこ
idea
そ
of a
双
wolf
方に
pack
とって
taking
良い
in
こと
two
なのだ
children,
と。
it seems a bit
時には双方
far-fetched,
が
doesn't
強
it,
大
you
な武
know?
力を持っているという事実が話し合いの前提ともなるがな。
But then again,
確かにな。
wolves and dogs and humans have worked together for millennia, really, so
息子おじさんが
it's not a surprise, really.
だって聞いて捕まえに向かってるよ。
That our symbiotic relationship has grown into something far more palpable, you know.
旅人パイモン、
Man's best friend for
私
a
は先
reason.
に失礼する。
And I wholeheartedly
後
believe
で
that
あ
to
そ
this
この
day.
当店ポールの下で会おう。あそこは目立つから道案内はいらないだろう。
お前逃げるつもりなのか？
対立を調停する最善の方法は対立が起きるのを避けることだ。
さすがジャスカ姉さん、逃げる時もかっこいい。
詳しいことは後で話すから、お前たちもうまくかわしてくれ。すまない。
金髪の異邦人に白い飛行物。君たちは旅人とパイモンか。
Objectifying women. No, 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 no.
どうやらまた逃げられたようだな。
Women. What is that thing? How did it
お
go?
前は誰だ？
誰って？
Oh, I can't remember how that thing goes. It was like objectifying women. No, 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 no. Making objects. No, making women out of objects. Oh, yes, yes, yes. That one. Yeah. Because it's like, it was an Azure Lane meme. Like, I saw an Azure Lane meme and it was like, objectifying women. Oh, no, 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 no. Making women out of objects. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I really loved Azure Lane when I first watched it because it was kind of like I got to mesh my naval war history with, well, hot girls. So, that's a win-win for me, really. It's just funny how I remembered that meme. The fact that you called her an object, it just reminded me of that.
それがジャスカが言ってたここの時期なのか？
Sounds a
そ
bit
の後
odd.
気づいたんだ。アビスに侵食された経験がチャスカの心に闘争の種を埋め込んでしまったのだとな。それで制御できるよう手伝った。まあ手伝うと言ってもチャスカ次第ではあった。
Having a good stretch, pup.
今のあいつは
Yeah.
ようやく人のようになってくれた。
He's tired after he's had his WALK. WALK. Sorry. When I speak too fast, I barely speak English.
健康診断を避けてるんだろ？
それはもちろんわか
Can't
る。
say the full word or I
ア
will
ビスの
want
影響が
another
強
one.
まっているならあいつ自身
Even
も
though
警戒
he's
するだろうし
knackered.
こんな風にないがしろにすることはないだろう。だが検査を重ねるごとにアビスの力は落ち着いてきているのに、あの子は全く落ち着く様子がない。いつも傷が増えていたりあざができていたりするんだ。あの子は私たちの知らないところで危ないことをしているに違いない。だから検査からも毎回逃げ回っているんだ。
なるほど。
なるほ
確か
ど。
にあいつらしいな。
確かに。
今まではクイクが見張ってくれてい
God,
た
I
んだ
could
が
not listen to the EN version of her. My God, she's so fucking
チャスカに
annoying.
まで何かあったらと思うと
Kind of glad to hear that she got fired too. Really deserved. Absolutely deserved. I hear the new actress for Paimon actually sounds so much better as well. No more of that high-pitched annoying voice. Is that a cow? Did I hear a cow back here? Is that a heifer? What's going on? You right up there, Batman? Justice! Justice! Sorry to keep you all waiting. We were just a little bit busy chatting with the gentleman there.
父さんがいろいろ話しかけてきたんだろ。どんな話をされた？
I used to run away an awful lot.
あの頃は確かにちょっと衝動的だったな。
I like that she calls him her dad. That's quite sweet, actually.
君を家族の集いに連れ帰って。
It's every father's dream to have their children call them dad. Same with mums, basically, especially if they're adopted. You know, it's always sweet to hear that. I don't know why we always call them stepfathers or stepmothers. Basically, I guess it's just a way of them saying that they're the mothers and fathers that stepped up. Basically, that's a better way of understanding it.
空中をパトロールしていた時に私を見つけ、クリュウの母さんのことも見つけてくれた。
Although I will say, never date someone who is a stepmother or a stepfather. Someone who has kids, basically. Because you will 100% of the time always come last in any arguments or disputes or anything, and they will always put their kid above you. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. You should always put your kid first. Above your no, you should put yourself first because you are the guardian of said child, and then the child, and then your partner, basically. But if you both have that child together, then you both put yourself above the child because you are technically still the guardian of said child. So I don't understand why people would get into relationships with people that already have children. Don't get me wrong, some relationships can turn out nice, and I do appreciate the people that make that stuff work, basically. But on the most occasions, and I'm talking about young kids that have kids when they're already kids, don't date someone who has a child, or like 5 or 6 of them. You know, it's a bit suspicious. So, no, it's just a bit of advice. You can take my advice or not. But, yeah. I'm just speaking from experience because my nephew, my days, he's got a girl that has about 4 baby daddies, and I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck do you do that, you know? I just don't think his relationship is going to last at all too long with her, but you can't tell him anything, really. I just hope he gets out of it unscathed, but half the time that usually doesn't happen, so I'm just counting my days down. I feel for him, I really do, but again, you gotta take every decision with each careful step, really, and he was not thinking at the time, so yeah. Anyway, enough of that boring stuff.
まあ、この話はこのくらいにしておきましょう。旅人、パイモン、心ばかりだけど遠慮なくどうぞ。
Thank you, my dear.
その言葉を待ってたぜ。
Kind of want to try that out, see what it's like. Is it as hot as they say?
I
don't know why she doesn't just sit down when she eats. We have a spare chair, no? I guess we don't.
あら？なんだ？私も行った方がいいか？
その部族の外から来た商人の一行が商談をしに来たみたい。よりによってこんな時に部族の出力者たちへの連絡も飛行試練会場の検査もまだ終わってないのに。
部族の事務仕事は私に任せてくれ。昔とは違うんだからあんまり無茶するな。じゃあ、オイラたちもチャスカと一緒にアルパを手伝おうぜ。美味しいものをたくさんごちそうしてもらっちゃったしな。
Indeed, want to at least earn the lunch you just gave us?
まだ連絡できていない出力者たちはみんなチャスカの知り合いよ。ピシカは今バルーンシューティングの管理人よ。
Pishka? That is a brilliant name.
十
ピシカ
中八九サウリアンシャッフルにまだ夢中になっているんじゃないかしら。それからジュナは相変わらず飛行場から怪人の都を眺めているわ。彼らのことは君に任せるから。
Cool.
ピシカ、考え直す気はないのか？
ありがとう族長。でも今の生活も
Why
悪
did
くな
I
いんだ。
expect a woman when I heard Pishka?
しか飛行試練が再始動するぞ。
Maybe it's a gender neutral name, I don't know. It just sounded very...
ああ、族親に言われてきたのか。
I guess it's the pigs in the name. It sounds like pixie, you know? Just sounds a bit feminine.
部
Like,
族
I
の
don't
状況はお前
know.
も知っているだろう。経験豊富な戦士であるお前が。
I mean, what? Who am I kidding? They got stupid ass looking fucking hats. Like, why am I worried about what someone's name is? It just sounds strange to me.
俺はずいぶん前に出力者になったんだ。腕なんてとっくに衰えてるさ。
Yeah, it's like seeing this big burly bastard of a guy,
だが
and his name's
もう一度
Buttercup.
飛
You
行試
know?
練に参加するなんてそこまですることはない。
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't fuck with someone like that either, especially if their name is Buttercup. That means they've got the confidence to flaunt whatever, you know, they've got packing in their arms and wherever, basically, you know. So, fair enough.
でも別にそんな偉大な人物になる必要なんてないだろ。たとえククリュウに認められなくたって俺は熱気球に乗って空に飛べる。毎日俺の熱気球をいじって
Ooh, like
乗
Billy
客た
Webs.
ちの反
Ooh,
応や
like
表情
Billy
を見
Webs.
て
Ooh.
それだけで満足なんだ。
Like
好き
Billy
なことを
Webs.
見つける
Good
のは
boy.
飛行試練をクリアするよりも難しいかもしれない。悪いことだとは思ってないんだ。
そうか。わかった。無理強いはしないでおく。
そこの君たちも時間があった
If I
ら
could see you.
ここの熱気球に乗ってみ
Through
て
those
くれ
long
な
ass bangs. He's wearing chaps! Ew! Brother, no, get out of here. Take those chaps off. No.
飛行試練。今さら何の意味がある？何度試してもククリュウは俺みたいな遊びほうけているやつを認めてはくれないだろう。
ワスカール。
So you've just given up
クク
before
リュウ
even
はそんな
trying.
ことでお前を拒絶したりしない。
なら他の理由があったってことだろ。闘志もなければ才能もない。みんながみんなジャスカみたいに生まれつき才能を持ってるわけじ
I
ゃね
think
え
it's the
ん
fact
だ。
that they can smell
お前らも
the
俺のところで時間を無駄遣いする
kind
必
of
要は
giver
ない。
upish energy coming
現
from
実が
you.
見えてない奴らのところに
It's like,
行き
oh,
な。
what if you don't bother? Then if you can't bother with something as simple as like getting up in the morning, how can we expect you to like follow through in saving them in a time of crisis when you're riding on their back? Takes a lot of trust to let someone do that, you know.
彼もかつては闘志
Same
を
with
燃やしてい
horses,
た
you
戦
have
士
to
の
get
一
to
人
know
だ。
the horse and allow the horse to get to know you before riding it.
ククリュウ
You
に
could
認めて
try to
もらう
ride
こ
the
とはで
horse,
きない。
but you don't know how the horse runs, you don't know if it's gonna bolt or like kick you off. You have to ride at a certain pace and a certain pattern. And you have to take your weight off when you're like, especially when you're racing with them as much as possible, so they can have a free gallop, a free flow of a gallop basically, to give them free freedom of running basically. There's a lot that goes into trust between humans and animals
騎手の
basically.
ミスで危険な目に遭
So
う
the
可
fact
能
that
性
they
がある。
probably haven't chosen him to be his rider is
たとえ
probably the
実力者
safest
の
bet
心を
because
傷
they
つけること
know
は分かっていても
he can't be trustworthy, you know, it's just a level of trust that they
そ
don't
れが
have
私
with
た
him
ちとククリュ
basically.
ウの共通認識なん
So
だ。
that's understandable.
ジュナ、また推しかなたを見てる
I came out here to brood.
ジャスカ
Brood over my failure. You're making it difficult. You look a lot better brooding than I
飛行
do.
試練を再始動するんだ。もう一回やってみないか。
I feel like you make me feel like I'm failing at brooding, never failing. Failing at brooding, never failing at brooding, never failing at brooding, never failing.
実力者って言われてるのよ。
You should listen to the Game of Thrones Song of Ice version. Those guys, oh, they kill it on it. It's
受
so
からな
good.
い人はないのよ。
今回は会場が大幅に改修されるから前よりスムーズに飛べるはずだ。コリユールもまた挑戦してみると言っていた。
いや、やっぱりいいや。本当に飛行隊に入る資格のある人はこの程度の違いに影響されたりしないもの。
That's not true, dear. The location can be a big advantage or a disadvantage depending on how your mind is at that point, you know?
さんと旅 てたんだね。じゃあジュナンも試練の再開のこと聞いた？私と一緒に訓練しに行こうよ。
私は参加しないから。
なんで？ずっと
Sure, you can sit this one
憧れ
out.
てたんでしょ？
On the back of a
アルカさ
Quasar,
ん
come
も
on.
怪我のせいで出力者になって何年も外をふらついてた。それでも最終的にはやる気を取り戻したじゃない？
God. Is she
私に
wearing
は
chaps?
そんな根性ない
I。certainly hope not.
それに挑戦すればまた続
Or
行
are
の
they
前
just
で失
thigh
敗
high
する
boots?
かも
What
し
the
れない
hell's going on with those?
はあ、まだそんなことで悩んで
Yeah, I think they're
る
thigh
の？
high boots. What the fuck?
じゃあ
These people's fashions make no sense. I mean, look at Chaska. She's got one length long and one length short.
もじもじしてないで
It's strange.
何か言いたいことがあるなら空で話そうよ。
But the reason why she's dressed like that is because she was raised by a freaking
ゆっくり走ってよ。
bird dinosaur.
私
So I'm
つい
not.
ていけないわ。
So I'm gonna let her off on that one.
こんな風に人を励ますこともできるんだな。
I think she'll
あ
be
の
fine.
二人は
Don't worry.
幼い頃からの親友だからな。ジュナンの心の葛藤をどうにかしてやるにはコリユールが一番
She'll bring out the confidence in her. No
お前に
worries.
助けられたコリユールが今や他の人を励ましている。衝突や対立は一つ一つ連鎖していくというが反対のこともあるんだな。
Indeed. Interesting. Very interesting.